Every now and then, a game comes out that reminds you it's okay to flat out have fun. It's okay to not buy into crazy expensive season passes, and it's okay to call in an airstrike on your entire team for more of it if they happen to team kill you enough. In 2015, Helldivers was released on the PlayStation 4 and PC, and while I absolutely loved it and played the living hell out of it, I always felt it never got the praise it deserved. On Steam, the original Helldivers, as of this writing, has over 19,000 reviews and a very positive rating. 94% of Google users like the game. It even has an 8.0 on Metacritic, which, fucking Metacritic hates everything. Overall, the general consensus is it's an amazing game, and it's especially one that you run to if you have 3 other friends to join you. I've always felt that Helldivers is some of, if not, the best co-op that you can get. You drop into various missions with ever-changing missions and objectives, call in your weapons, which may or may not kill you or your entire team if you so much as aim 1 inch in the wrong direction and don't watch what you're doing, or call in an airstrike to wipe out a group of bugs and then catch your entire team on fire, all in the name of democracy and Super Earth. It's an amazing time and I can't recommend it enough. But recently, Arrowhead Game Studios threw me a fastball out of nowhere. They released a sequel, Helldivers II. I had absolutely no idea this was an IP that Sony would even think about revisiting. It never felt like the first game made the waves I had always wanted it to. In fact, most of the people in my life who play games regularly either haven't heard of it, or they'll play it for a few rounds and just put it down, since it does have a bit of a learning curve if you're not used to friendly fire being on at all times. If you can even find one friend who's willing to drop in a battle with you, you're going to have a good time, period. That's just how this game goes. Helldivers 2 takes everything that you know and love from the first game and ramps it up. Even if you've never played the first game, you'll be greeted to a short tutorial that, of course, serves to teach you the bare basics of the game, as well as setting up the world and the tone of the government and military of Super Earth. You finish your training, name your newly issued carrier ship, get your armor sorted, and start dropping into missions. The game is actually very accessible with around 9 difficulties, running from trivial to Helldive. Very useful if you're like me and sometimes you just want to get a quick game in before carrying on about your day, and you don't have the time to defend a settlement from the Terminid Menace approach. And for the veterans returning to the active duty of Helldivers 2, the first thing you'll notice is a point of view change. I honestly didn't think that making the game third person, such a huge change from it being top down, would make it that much better for me. It immerses me that much more into the combat and the planets of Helldivers. It also allows me to see the selections I've made to my character's appearance. I myself am a huge sucker for customization, no matter how little it allows. So the selection of only your helmet, your body armor, and a cape may not be much, but for some reason, it just works for this game. Of course, there is a huge selection of weapons, sidearms, stratagems, all of which to choose from. Stratagems being one of the main mechanics of Helldivers, where you hold L1 to bring up a menu in-game of a selection of airstrikes, whether it be offensive or defensive. Same goes for the weapons, all of which you've chosen before you drop into combat. Once you have your menu open, you press the corresponding buttons, commands on the D-pad, and throw a beacon to call in your supplies, and potentially crush an ally or yourself into a drop pod if you aren't careful. That was always my favorite thing about this game. Sure, you can have a ton of fun, run around like a jackass calling in airstrikes all willy-nilly, but eventually you're going to blow yourself up, you're going to bombard your teammates, or you're going to throw a reinforcement beacon to call in a downed teammate right into a minefield. That last one may or may not have happened on stream, and it may or may not have been me who did that. Helldivers 2 is straightforward. You drop in and you fight. You get samples and XP for upgrades and you get out alive. You use samples to upgrade your ship to improve stratagem performance. You use requisitions to purchase more stratagems. But all of your effort, hell, the effort of everyone actually playing this game, does matter. Welcome to the Galactic War Table. A table with a hologram showing the current status of the community-wide effort to push back the Terminids and the automatons. Check the percentages, go where you're needed, and try to complete your daily missions. And a quick note, if you're into the Terminator, go fight some automatons. It's some of the most intense action you'll ever feel in a game. And I said feel because once you start playing against the automatons on medium difficulty or higher, it becomes downright cinematic. It's an amazing feeling. Do it. So as of this writing, 2/16/24, Arrowhead decided to spring a little something on all of us Helldivers. As I said before, the game very much is centered around a community effort to push back your enemies. Well, they decided to spring an automaton attack, the story of which is involved being that the automatons have launched a cowardly surprise attack against our innocent civilian population, their homes must be defended. This section of the Tsar sector, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, has been nothing but brutal defense missions for the past day or so. Wave after wave of automatons, all while you have to defend civilians, has been absolutely intense. We do our best. Mistakes, of course, were made. And of course, people are going to be dicks and ultimately only hurt the team in the long run, affecting your XP output for lack of your team extracting. But hey, it's still a crazy amount of fun. In the beginning, I was pretty pissed off when people would call in airstrikes so close to the team, or actually grief you at extraction by throwing grenades at the foot of the extraction vessel, but eventually you embrace it. You can't escape it. It clearly hasn't kept me from playing. I think something like that would keep me from playing. But here, I freely talk open about the game itself, non-scripted. So we're kind of doing something new here. This is basically a video version of windowview, where I'm editing video and all that kind of stuff. Of actual gameplay of me and my brother, randoms online, stuff like that. Would I recommend this? Absolutely. Hands down, I recommend this game more so than others that I've reviewed in the past. It was only $40. It's not even a full price game. And you get all of this. And it is just fun. It's engaging. The community is absolutely amazing. Now, of course, I use TikTok and social media to promote this channel, my Twitch, things like that. And of course, I started noticing on TikTok that the growing community for Helldivers II has been fantastic. They're also starting like fan-based discords and things like that, where people can actually get together and plan more drops and stuff like that. So, for example, on TikTok last night, I'm flipping through before bed, as you do, and I noticed that I'm starting to get more Helldivers content, of course, because I'm liking it, things like that. But then I start noticing people are role playing as Super Earth High Command, saying this is the update for the day. We're being hammered over here in the Tsar sector for the defense missions. We need people to come out of the Terminid fight and come over here, to help and all this stuff. And everybody in the comments is like, me, for example, I'm SES Judge of Truth. That's the name of my ship. En route to help for assistance, stuff like that. And what's funny is I log in today and I do see a difference in the percentage for the planets. Like, I actually think it's making a difference. It's just, it's so cool to see a community come together, for a common goal. And we come out on top. Now, in the past, Arrowhead has been known for scripting events. And honestly, it helps. It actually promotes drama and a great feeling of community in the game. So I have a feeling that maybe we're going to end up fighting on Super Earth sometime soon, because the way they're doing these pushbacks, like you look at the bars for the defense versus the automatons, they're whooping our ass. So we'll just see what happens. But yeah, so I'm getting a little off topic here. Well, not really. I'm not. This is my fucking show. So we absolutely love this game here. My brother and I play this pretty frequently. My cousin will jump in and we're trying to get more people in. It's always a good time. No matter what difficulty you put it on, chances are you're going to run into some shit. It's just a fantastic game. I can't recommend it enough, and it's very easy to get into. It's super accessible. You just got to stick with it and watch your aim. So everybody, thanks for listening to my first video window view. And of course, this is probably going up as audio as well. So if you're listening, I appreciate y'all. Keep an eye out. I'm going to see if I can do some more of these in the coming future. So keep an eye on this. Keep it on the YouTube, with my short playthroughs that I've been doing lately. Those have been pretty fun. Keep an eye out for that. And go check me out on Twitch. We play games all the time on there. And I plan on doing some more Helldivers because it's just fun as hell. I'm going to see if I can maybe open it up to where I can play with more randoms again, because ultimately it's just a lot of fun. And god damn it, at Arrowhead, I don't know whose idea it was to make a daily mission to kill enemies using a 120mm barrage. You're an asshole. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all around the bend.